Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today is going to be hopefully somewhat of a short video. It's just kind of like a really quick thing that I decided to do literally like yesterday, and I was already going to film today, so I figured why not. Today I'm going to talk about my favorite K-pop songs that are also in Chinese. So it's K-pop songs that have different versions, but the ones I prefer in Chinese. I don't know how to explain that, but you get the idea. There are 5 of them, but 4 are from SM artists, and I didn't realize that until I had already made the list. I don't really go out of my way specifically to listen to Chinese versions of songs. They usually just find me somehow. I don't know many, but the ones that I do know are on this list. I mean, I know more than this, but these are like my favorite, and I just wanted to do 5 just to be like really quick. The first song that I prefer in Chinese is Heart Attack by EXO. And this is literally like probably my favorite EXO song ever, and I love both versions, both the Korean and the Chinese version, but I love the Chinese version a little bit more. I think it's because I first learned the Chinese version, like I heard the Chinese version and like my brain adapted itself to it, and then I heard the Korean version. And it's always a little bit weird to hear a song in one language and then hear it in another language because the dynamic is slightly off based on like how the words that they choose, because they can't literally translate it from exactly Korean into Chinese or English to Korean and have it be the same, flow throughout the song, because not every word is going to mean the same thing and also rhyme the same way. Does that make any sense? The second song that I prefer in Chinese is another EXO song, History by EXO. And again, I learned this one before I learned the Korean one, and it was actually because I used to download music onto my phone and I could never find the Korean version anywhere to download, so I just downloaded the Chinese one, got used to hearing it, and then when I got Spotify, I saved like all of EXO's discography, and the Korean one came on and like totally threw me off. Like I was not expecting Dio to start singing instead of Luhan, and like for it to be in Korean instead of Chinese. So that was a strange experience for me, but I do love both again, but I like the way the Chinese one sounds a little bit better. The third song that I prefer in Chinese is Rewind by Chumi. I can never remember how to correctly pronounce his name. I usually call him Jomi. He is, if you don't know, a member of Super Junior, sort of member of Super Junior. He's in and out, okay? He's there when they want to do Chinese shit, and then he's gone when they don't. He does his own thing, and I wish he was way more appreciated than he is. He is such a talented dude, and I love him with every little ounce of my heart, and I support everything he does. And Rewind was probably like the best thing ever, and people hated on it so much, and I can't stand listening to people bash it because he's literally just like the sweetest person in the world. I, again, love both versions of Rewind. I listen to them back to back quite often. I love Tao's rap. I love it in the Chinese version. And I think probably a large reason why I prefer it is because Chinese is his native tongue, He has amazing Korean skills. Okay, he's like a million times better than me at Korean, so like I'm not saying his Korean is awful so that the Korean version is awful. He's so good at Korean, and just Chinese sounds so sexy coming out of his mouth. I don't know. I keep saying Chinese too. I think Mandarin is probably the correct language in this case. Chinese is not really a language. I believe these songs are all in Mandarin. I could be wrong. Chinese is just what I've gotten used to saying, because literally on like YouTube and even on Spotify, it'll say like Chinese version. So I'm sorry if that's offensive to somebody. But if you don't know Xiaomi, please, please listen to him because he deserves so much more love. I wish I could just like squeeze him and like just throw all of my money at him and just like help him feel as loved as possible. Fourth song that I prefer the Chinese version for is My Eye by D8 and June from 17. Hey! And again, probably because they are Chinese and it just sounds really good when Chinese members get to speak in their native tongue, you know? Like, it's really satisfying to me to hear, just as much to hear like a Japanese member of a group get to speak Japanese when the Chinese members get to speak their language, you know? Cantonese, Mandarin, whatever it is. I love it so much. And I think because I haven't had much experience listening to D8 and June speak in Chinese very often, I love when I do get chances to. And the Korean version of My Eye is great, but I think the dynamic is just a little bit better. And if you're not aware, every once in a while, 17 will do this thing where they let each member kind of pick a song or something that represents them as an artist. And obviously the Chinese members got to do a Chinese song and accompany it with their like flawless, amazing dance skills. And I highly recommend that you check it out because it's fire. The last song that I prefer in Chinese, or the Chinese version of, is Regular by NCT. And I say NCT and not specifically a unit because it was originally 127's song, but it was originally supposed to be WayV's debut song, and for some reason, because their debut was taking so long, SM decided to just give it to 127 and then have WayV like debut with it anyway. I don't know, it makes no fucking sense to me, but SM never really does. So I've given up trying to understand their process behind things, but I think maybe it makes a lot of sense that it was supposed to be WayV's song and I prefer it when they do it. It sounds very similar. If you don't know, Regular has 3 versions. 127 did the Korean and the English version, which I didn't like either of, let me just say. I haven't ever been a fan of this song, really. I like the Chinese version the most, but I'm still not like, yay, this is such a good song. I find the Chinese version much easier to listen to. The Korean and English ones, I don't know why I have a hard time understanding what the words are. Like, I can't speak Korean that well, and I can't speak Chinese at all. But in the English version, I have a hard time even understanding what the fuck they're saying. And the pronunciation and like enunciation in both of them is just kind of odd. I can hear more in the Chinese one, and I'm not sure if that's just artist preference, you know, per artist or what, but I just like the Chinese version better, and that's all I'm gonna say. So that's it. Like I said, hopefully this was like a super quick, fast video, but I talk a fucking lot. I get so passionate about K-pop, and I have such a hard time putting things into words, so hopefully it was fast. I'm not really sure, but hopefully also you enjoyed. If there's anything you want me to make a video about, please let me know and I will do my best. That'll be it for me today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.